Hello again, YouTube. Just wanted to do a short video this time. Still out on the garden and showing you some of the cucumbers, regular cucumbers that we've got growing out here on the fence. They're growing everywhere. You can see them growing in here, growing down here. Hanging on the fence is the best for these. We also have really good soil that we have pretty much manicured this garden with the best quality of stuff we can. Some store-bought, some homemade. Our homemade is over here. And this is where we do grass clippings, leaves, food debris, or vegetable food debris I should say. And it's a fairly large area. We also have cow manure. We've got a cow manure guy that we have a member of our church has some cows, and he gives us free cow manure. All we got to do is go and shovel it up into the back of my brother's Pirate's pickup truck and bring it on home. And that's what's in the garbage can now. We broke it, the last bit of it down that's not been used in the garden, and put it in the garbage can. But we use a lot of the leaves and things we'll use as mulch on top to hold in the water, but the rest of it comes over here so that it can be mixed in. And you can see it is a large area, but this will be what we're going to be using for next season in the garden, as well as we're going to be picking up some more cow manure in the next couple weeks here, probably at least 2 more loads. And what we'll do is we'll pile all this up on this end, and then we'll put the cow manure, pile it up on that end, and we'll just constantly stir these 2 piles till it breaks down properly, and then it should be ready to go for next season. And but we've got to try and keep the animals out of the garden. We have this animal here, but this one's supposed to be in the garden. And then we have out here, it's our pear tree, and it used to have all these wonderful brown pears on it, like you can see here. And we were counting them and watching them grow. And then we looked up yesterday and found out that there is a whole bunch less. But then if you look down here on the ground, you will see all of these. And this is what the squirrels leave after they eat all of your pears off of your tree. They just leave the pits. They don't even take them back to their home and eat them. They eat them right here on the tree and drop them on the ground, and they laugh at us as they are jumping from tree to tree. So lucky for them, I own a .22 rifle, and I will be coming out here and possibly exterminating some of them with extreme prejudice so that they stop jumping on my pear tree, because we've spent a lot of time and putting new soil and stuff around the bottom of this tree so that it would actually produce pears this year, and it did, and it was doing awesome. And then we had them stolen by these little furry rodents. So I may be having to make some furry boots for my wife from squirrel fur. We'll have to wait and see. The other tree that we had in the yard, which was growing some fruit, was we believe it was either a nectarine or a white peach tree. And all 4 of the peaches or whatever that were on it died, were eaten by birds. The tree itself doesn't look super healthy to us. We're not sure what's wrong with it, other than it's got dark on the stalk. We thought maybe it got burned once before or something, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But since it has good soil that we put around it, this one has the horse manure around it. We planted another melon here and a different type of a squash, so we're waiting to see what type of squash it is. I know you probably can tell by the leaves, with the white on the leaves and stuff, which type of squash it is. I want to say that this is either spaghetti squash or butternut squash, but don't quote me on that until we see it bearing some fruit. And then of course, like I said, we got more melons here. We got plenty of melons. Me and my wife were just out counting the melons in our, or for our actual watermelons. in our watermelon patch, and we have about 15 to 20 watermelons growing in the patch over there. So that is really good. This some of you guys might find interesting in our cucumber pickle patch. This is a pickling cucumber. It is ginormous. It actually, we have these blocks along the edge of the garden, and it was actually growing down into one of the blocks, and we pulled it out, and it was just too big already for its own good. So we are letting it grow and grow and grow until it dies on its own, and then we're going to use it for seeds for next year to make some starter plants. Because once it gets a certain size, it doesn't taste as good anymore. So we always have to be aware of that. But we do have a lot of pickle cucumbers still growing. You can see we got some baby ones in here. And this plant produces every single day. We have to come out and pick cucumbers off of it. Sometimes we miss them, sometimes we don't. But you can see, like this clump's got 3 growing on it. There's 2 right below it. There's a good size gherkin one right here that we'll pick later today. Like I said, we're not picking anything today until we have our visitors come, and we'll give them first shot at what's going on in the garden to pick some of those things out. But this is the garden so far for the day. We also do have, I wanted to show you some other things real quick while I'm out here. We have a tub here that we're growing ginger in. So for those of you who know how to grow ginger, it's used for a lot of different types of foods, Asian foods and things like that. I know it's in a lot of drinks and things too. It's supposed to be good and healthy for you, which, you know, we'd like to try and eat healthy, but you never know. We have a lot of starter plants as well. We have our other flower bed that's outside the house that we have some things growing in. Since I'm outside, I'll show you these here. This one has miscellaneous stuff. We have a tomato plant growing in here. We have some celery plants growing in here. We have cilantro growing in here. We have red leaf lettuce, or these tall ones. We're waiting for them to go to seed. We have parsley is these back here. We have, yes, another squash plant, or melon plant. You can see the melons there. And this is just producing melons like rabbits. This is bok choy, baby bok choy, along with a couple of other baby bok choys growing in there. We have mint growing in here. Here's another nice ugly worm. For those of you who let me catch this bad boy, who would like to see the critters that are attacking the garden. This is not your traditional, let me get in the camera. It's not one of your traditional green hornworms. This is something other weird one that's not going to be happy. Looks like a silkworm. It's okay. Just for those who care, he did pop really nice. This is broccoli mixed in here that we're waiting for it to go to seed. That's why it looks the way it is, and we just let it fall over, get the seedlings off the top, and so we'll have some other starter plants that we can make out of that. And that's what we have for today. Talk to you later.